Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 GMO random run. That's right, we're going for the triple random today, because I just felt like some chaos. So we're going to roll 2 random characters and a random weapon, and see if we can beat Danger 5 with the resulting combination. There's a lot of really tough combos, but let's see what the game gives me. Alright, Hunter and Golem. This is going to be weird, because the Golem gets bonus HP, the Hunter reduces HP, the Hunter gets damage from range, but we might end up with a melee weapon. So a lot of these items are going to be quite challenging, and of course we can't heal, and we'll have lower max HP. So we'll see how this works. The Hunter does get bonus crit chance, so the Shuriken is not a bad item for us. But let me just remind you of these characters. So we get 100 range, extra damage for every range, which is basically 10% damage, but then with a penalty, because a lot of items with minus range are just efficient items that you want to buy. And buying range at a 1 to 10 rate typically does not give you enough damage, so the Hunter's extra damage for every range is actually mostly a penalty. Then we get extra crit chance, can't use harvesting and have lower max HP, but we get normal max HP because we're the Golem. Armor is increased, so we're basically playing a Golem without increased HP because these two seem to cancel out. We're just at 30. And then we get extra attack speed and speed when we have less than 50% health. So I think the HP penalty is going to be a little bit tough, but maybe we can just make a Shuriken build just clear very quickly. The Hunter bonus crit chance should be helpful for that. The Golem does get to... I should actually be tanking damage in these early waves to try to get my attack speed boost online. It's too late now, but in the first couple waves we definitely want to do that. We can't use harvesting at all. So you can see here why I think that the Hunter penalty, or the Hunter range damage from range thing, is mostly a penalty, because if we buy the eyes there we get 15 range, which is 3% damage, or we could just buy 5% damage, which is better, obviously, the percent damage. I'm gonna roll here. I kind of want crit chance or melee damage. I could take percent damage, but I think getting our base damage up earlier is gonna be better. We'll take the Shuriken. I'm gonna lock the Goat Skull. Even though it decreases our crit chance, we just want flat melee damage early. Let's roll and get a Shuriken. One nice thing is that Shuriken is at least relatively cheap, and we are still going to buy max HP here. Since we can't use most economy items, I'm just going to buy efficient items, just like melee damage and HP, rather than trying to roll for Fertilizer or Peaceful Bee or the normal items that I would leave slots open for in the early game. Alien Tongue I could have considered, but I think the version of that we want is Peaceful Gecko. We're going to be leaving materials all over the map, but the Gecko at least also gives us a percent damage when we buy it. Take attack speed, that's going to be very important. We'll buy the Shuriken and roll. Buy another Shuriken and roll. And roll. And roll one more time. Unfortunately, missed. If we'd gotten 6 there, I'd feel a lot better. With only 5 Shurikens, I'm definitely feeling like we're a little bit behind already. With such a cheap item, we should really have been able to find 5 or even 6 or even 7 Shurikens in the first 2 shops. So having only found 5 and being behind on money as a result, because we just rolled a bunch for no value, definitely sets us back a little bit. But we've recovered from worse in the past. I'll take the 5% crit chance there. We definitely want that. And then I'm just going to buy 5% more attack speed here. I could roll for other stuff, but attack speed's so important for this character. Sharp Bullet is awesome. We're definitely going to buy that, but let's pick up the Goat Skull. Yeah, I guess I'll take the Sharp Bullet as well and roll. Hedgehog does do 2 melee damage. Is that worth just buying? I think I'm going to re-roll it because I really want to find more Shurikens. I should, again, be trying to go below 50% health in these early waves to trigger my attack speed bonus. So if I take one more hit, there we go. That should increase our wave clear significantly. So definitely something that you should be trying to do on Golem in the early waves when it's safe to do so. Currently, our sharp bullet isn't doing that much, but if we get pumpkins, as we just get more damage, the sharp bullet will be worth a lot. And here, probably just more crit chance. We will buy the Shuriken, and I'm not even going to bother buying glasses, even though we're the hunter. Increased range is fine, but 2% damage just isn't worth it. And while Shuriken does benefit some from range, 450 is plenty. We just don't really need any more than that. Claw Tree is perfect, and then I will take the leather vest as well. Reroll once to see if I can lock another Shuriken. Weird Ghost, so this is the last level I would consider buying Weird Ghost on, but it does have the benefit of giving us the attack speed and move speed bonus just right off the bat, and I think we will buy it. I'll lock the Shuriken. I wouldn't buy it on wave 6 because I'm usually not that confident that I can avoid taking any damage on wave 6. But on wave 5, I feel like I'm moderately confident that we can just take no damage and have bought an efficient item, as well as gained more income because we got the bonus attack speed right from the beginning of the round. If I take a hit here and die, obviously, I will feel foolish, but I think that people in general are not aggressive enough about buying Weird Ghosts. Just a good item, very efficient item, and it has some cool synergies like this one with Golem or other classes like that where you can actually gain benefits from being at low HP. Let's roll, and I'm just going to take flat damage, and then do I want attack speed? Do I just want max HP? Probably just take 5% attack speed. I also want percent damage as well. We just haven't managed to get enough damage items of any kind, but I think we can get there. We'll upgrade the Shuriken. Oh, I should have bought the wheat, actually, rather than upgrading Shuriken. No, because we can't use harvesting. We're the hunter. So we're not going to buy wheat. Even though it's worth 4 melee damage, it's just not worth it. Melee damage is still good on Shuriken, even though it scales very poorly, because you just get a lot of melee damage every time you buy it. A 34% melee scaling on a ranged weapon is the same as 68% scaling would be if this used ranged damage, because every time you buy melee and ranged damage, you get twice as much melee damage. So Shuriken, even despite the low on-paper scaling, is still very important to buy damage on. Get the move speed and roll, and then I'm going to roll one more time to try to find more Shurikens, which is great. We'll buy that and that and that. Okay. So now I'm just looking for attack speed and percentage damage, and flat damage. I guess I'm still just looking for damage. Any of the 4 damage stats we're very happy to grab. Some luck would be nice as well. We don't have any. While luck is less important on Golem, because of course you can't use consumables to heal, so you lose a lot of the value of luck from that, it's still important just for getting better quality level ups, and especially because we cannot use harvesting on this character, we need some form of economy boost. Here I'm going to reroll. I could take dodge, but I'd rather look for damage. Maybe I just take 5% attack speed rather than rerolling. With 0 luck, we're not guaranteed to get a level 2 item anyways. Upgrade the Shuriken, buy this, and then I'm going to buy the snail. We get a free reroll, so that's pretty nice. And then this is a good shop. Not as good as it would be for another character, because Lemonade has no value for us, but still very good. Our very low single target damage means I'm not going to worry about spawning the slashers. We should be able to kill them just with bounces, but I will try to clear at least some of the eggs so that they're not absorbing every single attack we're making. Because obviously we're not going to kill these guys. Our damage output is still very low at this point. Shurikens usually turn a corner sometime around like wave 8 or 9, where you've gotten enough bonus damage that your Shurikens are actually doing something. Yeah, I actually really should have worked on clearing the slashers in this wave. They absorbed so many hits. It cost me a lot of money. percent damage, attack speed, probably still just more attack speed. We'll upgrade our shurikens by a tree and roll. Baby Gecko is good. We need the drop. We need the material pull in because we're leaving a lot of materials on the ground. And it's worth 1% damage, which isn't much, but is not entirely useless. I guess I'll take Alien Worm as well. It's just 35 for 3 HP. Then we can buy a Gentle Alien, which will be very nice later on. I will say it's probably good for us that we've got 2 Horde Waves, because right now our single target damage is very painful. But our wave clear isn't awful just because we have the Sharp Bullet and everything. And, of course, just the native bouncing shots from Shurikens. Taking a couple of hits here, which is dangerous on the Golem. Of course, every hit you take on the Golem is always risky, because you're going to take a lot of damage. It's hard to heal back up. But hopefully we can still survive, and we do get the boost. At this point, it's no longer good to intentionally try to trigger the boost, but you can make use of it when it shows up. Recycle that. Incendiary Turret, we're still kind of hurting on wave clear, so I'm going to pick this up. It will actually just help us with our wave clear. And then, do I want crit chance or do I want damage? I think I still just want melee damage. Buy the Shuriken. Just increasing the base damage of these weapons is worth so much to me. Even if it's only slightly. Roll again. Glasses here. I could now take the glasses just to increase our range even further. I still just don't think it's worth it. I'd rather roll for a good item, like a bag, and a tree will also be very good as well. This is going to be a bit of a test. Do we just have the wave clear to survive this wave? If we don't, then things are going very poorly. So the incendiary turret cost me 21 materials, but if it kills 21 enemies, or I guess a few more than that because of the chance of them not dropping mats, then it'll have paid for itself, and I think it's very likely to do that. Lure, unfortunately, or the loot alien there, unfortunately, I just don't think we're going to have the damage to clear. There's too many other things absorbing shots for it, so I'm not really going to bother hunting it down. If we do manage to focus it when it's on its own like that, then I'm very happy to kill it, and it is worth the extra materials from the bag as well. But I didn't want to waste so much single target damage on it that we just made no money from the rest of this wave. Unfortunately, not going to be able to kill this one probably. Yeah. Alright, more melee damage and crit chance. Perfect. Recycle this, and then going to buy some armor. We've got, like, no armor, so we'll take the level 2, and then more attack speed. Very important as well. Triangle of Power, we can only afford to take so many hits on this character anyways, so Triangle of Power is actually very good for the Golem, I think, in general, because you can only take like 5 hits before you die regardless, so Triangle of Power is just a very efficient way to buy damage and armor. Buy the Shuriken, buy the tree. I will accept the negative luck, because Terrified Onion is we need move speed, we have none, and we get to reroll for free now. Let's roll again. Hedgehog for sure. And then another Shuriken. Vigilante Ring, I will still buy. Our percentage damage is quite poor, so increasing that will be very good as well. Even if it's only a wave 11, that's still relatively early for a Vigilante Ring. It'll tick many times and can give us a reasonable boost. Starting to reach the point where the Shuriken wave clear is respectable. And like I said, we're pretty lucky, I think, that we have 2 Horde waves rather than an Elite, because obviously what this build is going to struggle with is single target damage. That Triangle of Power has helped so much here, by the way. Like, we took 1 hit, we've lost 2% damage on it, but the amount of wave clear we've gotten out of it has been significant. In some ways, you can think of it as the opposite of wisdom, right? Where wisdom has the problem of giving you damage at the end of the wave, which is when the most enemies spawn, but also you want to be making sure the wave stays clear, because how you die is just getting overwhelmed. So having lots of damage at the end of the wave is less valuable than at the beginning of the wave. Triangle of Power, even if you take a couple hits, gives you damage at the most important point, helps you kill elites and stuff as a result. We'll take the move speed here, we definitely want that, and we'll take... I do want dodge, but I think more percentage damage is more important here. Vigilante Ring and Lure, both great. We'll take the Shuriken, and yeah, I'll take the helmet. Go to 7 armor. We get a free reroll. Metal Detector, I think that's good enough at this stage. And then I will take one more reroll here. Lock the Broken Mouth on the Lost Duck. Both of those will be good. Upgrading Shurikens is very important, because the damage scaling goes up so much per level, so getting to higher level Shurikens early will be core for this character. Alright, 2 loot aliens already. When 2 spawn at the beginning of the wave like that, usually it means there's another one on the way after you have bought a lure. Because loot aliens can spawn at every 10-second point during the wave. So every 10 seconds a loot alien can spawn, but on the 5-second mark. So they can spawn at like 55 seconds remaining, 45 seconds remaining, 35 seconds remaining, and so on. And that's why you'll so often see one spawn right at the end of the wave, and then you can't get it because it spawns with 5 seconds remaining. Unfortunately, we still didn't get a third one, but that's okay. We'll take the bag here, and we'll take Takeout. This is going to be great. Obviously, we need damage, move speed. All of those stats are really, really solid for us. Now I'm going to start building dodge. I think it's going to be important to get that going soon, so I want to build it. Shuriken, Broken Mouth, Lost Duck, and Roll. Upgrade our Shuriken again. Do I buy wings here, actually? That's also 3% damage, which isn't totally worthless. I will buy the wings, but I think the Shuriken upgrade is going to help more with this current wave clear, and I will actually reroll once to see if I can hit another Shuriken or something like more luck and crit chance, because that will help, obviously, with our wave clear. The thing we want most now is still Hunting Trophy, because we've got all this critical hit chance. But I'd say that we are past the hardest point of the run. Still definitely losable, especially because our single target damage is weak, so we could struggle with bosses. And you can always just lose on Golem by walking into the enemies a few times and having no way to heal back up with our relatively low HP because we're the Hunter and the Golem. That's an especially pronounced danger for this character. Gonna tank a couple hits here, 13 seconds remaining, so I do need to be careful. And with 3 seconds remaining, I'm gonna make a dash for the center of the arena. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna accept that we're leaving a lot of materials on the ground. I just took too many hits there. Yeah, we'll take another triangle. And then we're buying more move speed, so I don't need more. I don't really need more luck either. I could buy it, but I think I want more damage. Let's roll, see if we can get a higher level damage upgrade. We'll take the crit chance here. Crit's now at 93%, so we don't need to buy any more crit chance anymore because once we hit level 4 Shurikens, we'll just be at 100% crit chance. Roll, take some more percentage damage, and then go to the next wave. More baby geckos would be really good. More hunting, a hunting trophy would help with my economy massively. Any just attack speed upgrade would be pretty useful as well. There's still a lot of items that could really power up this character significantly. Almost walked into that attack. We do have double triangle of power, though, so every hit I take is minus 4% damage, which obviously we're getting 40% damage from them, so it's still not like a net negative or anything, but does mean that any hits I take are pretty dangerous. This looks like very high income for this wave, but remember we had so many banked materials from last wave. We'll recycle the little frog here, and then roll, looking for... I guess I'll just take 6 max HP. We do need max HP there. Community support, great. It's not going to be a ton of attack speed in most of these waves, but we're going into a horde wave, and during a lot of waves it will still be a lot of attack speed, which we need. And then, do I want another metal detector? I guess they've already paid for themselves almost entirely, and we're going into a horde wave, so yeah, we'll take a metal detector. -1 armor, going down to 5, but dodge is more important for this character than armor is, and especially so because we have the triangles. So we'll buy that, we'll take this, we'll roll, and then I don't need the crit chance of the razor blade and can't use the lifesteal, so we can roll again. We'll take the claw tree. Rip and tear is pretty interesting. So we've got good melee damage. We can benefit from rip and tear quite a bit. I think we are going to take it. Just a way to add wave clear and damage to our attacks. If we layer those explosions on top of, like, bosses, they will die much faster as well. Kind of an unusual rip and tear build. Gonna leave even more materials on the ground than we were already doing, but definitely I think it will be pretty useful here. I would have liked to have it, of course, going into this wave. Wave 14 Horde is always super dangerous because there's just so many enemies on the field, and all the summons make a million projectiles. But the one saving grace is that as you hit the spawn cap for the total number of enemies that can be on the field, the summons start despawning, so you will never end up with as many projectiles as you will on a non-Horde Wave 14, but still very dangerous. Shackles, we can afford to cap our speed at 28, and this is worth 80 range, which helps me just attack constantly and also is 8% damage. 8% damage I think is fine for 56, so we'll just take that. Here I'm going to roll and grab 9 dodge. Take the rip and tear, take the dynamite because we just bought a rip and tear. And then wings, we don't really care about. It's 3% 3% damage, and speed, we're capped on speed anyways. We don't have a power generator or any reason to buy wings, so we'll pass on that. Marksmanship, of course, is a broken item. Also, we're at 100% crit chance and don't use ranged damage, so we're passing on that. We don't need the sunglasses. Our crit chance is very high, so let's roll. Pretty weak set of items. Our rolls are getting expensive and our upgrades are thin on the ground. I think we're just going to save. 49 is just getting too rich for my blood. It is funny that we're playing a character that has like max HP increased and max HP decreased and all of that all together. I'm curious how the Rip and Tear will do with the Shurikens here. I think it's going to be good, but I'm very interested to see how it's doing. I can see it killing like that group of enemies. There was a couple explosions. That group of enemies, there were very few explosions, so Rip and Tear didn't help with them. We will, this wave, it's the first wave we bought it, so even though it tracks total damage rather than per wave damage, we'll be able to compare its per wave damage against our weapons this wave. Obviously, not taking that. I'm not taking this, because our crit chance is already high enough. I'd rather just have 27 materials. I'll take 8% damage here, I think, rather than roll. We just don't have enough luck to reliably roll into something better. So we're doing 6,000-ish damage with our shurikens, and the Rip and Tear did 2,300. Okay, so it's not a huge benefit to this character at the moment. If we get Plastic Explosive, it'll be nice, but it's possible that wasn't the right pick. But I think it still was worth picking up. Pumpkin, that's great. That helps out with our pierce damage, which, of course, we reduced thanks to our Sharp Bullet. Roll here, can finally get to a level 4 Shuriken. Oh, actually, the Shuriken doesn't have 100% crit chance. It doesn't go up from level 3 to 4. No, it just goes from 93 to 97. Okay. So it only goes up 4%. So we do need to buy just a little bit more crit chance. Yeah, we'll buy our 3rd triangle. Why not? And none of those we want. All right, let's go to wave 16. This is the real Triforce build, I guess. Yes, the Triforce has 4 triangles, but... the triple triangle is definitely an unusual sight on this channel. Not an item I usually pick up that frequently. I don't hate it as much as some, but it definitely has real downsides in a lot of circumstances. Now what we want, other than Hunting Trophy, which would still be amazing, we want Sif's Relic, we want Baby Gecko. Any of those items would really help out. Obviously, also very satisfying that we're constantly critting for 69. Appreciate that. We'll ruin that immediately, though, just by taking some more percent damage. Actually, our percent damage is super high, and this is our level 20 upgrade. I'm going to roll. I'm looking for melee damage, I think. Yeah, just 6 melee damage is going to be good enough. Bandana is even more pierce, but for minus 10% damage. I think that's still fine here. And then Anvil will definitely take. It will only be like 2 weapon upgrades, but that's still worth picking up. And then I'm going to roll one more time just to see if I could buy a weapon here. Even just 2 weapon upgrades from the Anvil is still very much worth it, so... Anvil is an absolutely top-tier item. If you get it basically any time before wave like 19, 18 or 19, it just is so much value. Alright, so I have taken 1 hit. I do have to be very careful. And we've got an elite coming up next wave. And it's an actual elite. Our damage is not really high enough to like one-shot an elite or kill it super quickly, so we are going to have to dodge well, because as the Golem, of course, if we take hits, then we can die very, very quickly to a late-game elite. Garden we don't care about, melee damage we do care about, and attack speed we care about a lot. Let's pick up the Anvil here, and more melee damage. It does decrease my crit chance down to only 51%. Do I want the Panda? 12 max HP. That actually probably gives me 1 more hit that I can tank before I die. And then I guess I might as well take the gambling token now. That's not the exact set of items I'd have chosen if I could have chosen a set of items, but I think was still worth it. Still the right purchases. And then now we just can take 1 extra hit before we die. Banner is good on this character. We're not using the lifesteal, of course, and the 2% damage makes the inefficient purchase of attack speed a little more palatable. And I think I will take Cake as well, just so we can maybe live through the bosses a little faster. Oh, immediately tanked a hit. Very poor play by me there. And I try to stay in range of this elite. This is a very difficult elite for me on this character, I think. And I want to kill it because we will not be able to easily dodge all of its attacks for the entire run. It just becomes too dangerous too quickly. Now I'm below 50%, so we do have bonus attack speed against it at least. Even if we kill it, of course, we are the Golem, so we don't get a full heal. That's important to keep in mind. We did kill it. I've I haven't been watching whether we're picking up materials or wave clearing anything else. I was so focused on dodging that guy, but we made it through. That was a tough fight, but very happy with that. Extra damage for every enemy speed we have. We currently have, yeah, 0% enemy speed. I'm just going to recycle the crisper. I don't think it's worth it. We'll take the metal plate just so we don't die as fast. And then I think I need attack speed more than flat melee damage, so we'll take that. Then I will buy the banner and the cake and the upgraded shuriken and roll. Another upgraded shuriken, that's got to be good enough, so we'll pick that up and go to wave 19. Do I want to try to lock something here? Probably worth it, actually, to reroll and try to lock something. 5% crit chance, but it cost me 3% speed. I don't think it's worth it just to increase my crit chance to 100% on the level 4s. So weak income last wave because we spent all of our money, all of our damage killing the elite, but that's okay. The bosses I'm now very nervous for. We did not have fast enough clear times on the elite to make me happy fighting the bosses, and given that we can only take like 5 hits before we die, I'm very concerned. Also, I will say my dodging has not been super on point this run. But hopefully we can still manage it. Alright, we got one random dodge there. Even just like a tardigrade would help me feel a lot better about going into the boss fight. So many materials on the ground as well. I'm just going to take the turret. The 21 damage obviously isn't that good, but might help us just kill the elites that much faster. Piercing, the pumpkin I don't think we need, but head injury I'll take. Actually, I guess it was minus... So yeah, it's still only -1. It's like plus 5% damage. I don't know that that was worth it, but I think it probably was. But mastery is very good here. Now I am just going to take the razor blade. That will increase my crit chance to 100%, and I think it's better than the average thing we would find by rolling. Metal is good enough to pick up as well, and then we'll do a reroll here. And I got a level 1 shuriken. Unfortunately, can't buy any of these items usefully. Here's our end game coupon, so we'll buy that just so that we have more money in the afterlife. All right, we are much faster at killing these bosses than we were at killing the elites. Our damage has gone up a lot, so that should maybe help. What I want to not do is, and it's hard to do because we have bouncing shots, of course, is equally damage both of them. I want to try to get them to the point where we are actually killing one and making it easier to dodge, but that's exactly the opposite of what I've done so far. Just because the bouncing shots make that impossible. Obviously, we're always going to be bouncing damage to each boss in turn. Oh, I really enjoyed the aesthetic of that arc of shurikens bouncing off of it. All right, we got there. I'm a little surprised, honestly. I was expecting to die on that last wave, but managed to make it through. Decent dodging and decent percent dodging. We got lucky on a couple percent dodges there, but I also just avoided tanking hits, so I didn't die and killed them quickly enough. That was a fun run. I feel like this one has a lot going on and a lot of challenges. I don't know if I played it perfectly or anything like that, but I think we made mostly good decisions and it worked out. And shuriken runs are always just super fun, so obviously that part is nice. Alright, my friends, hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, actually let me take a quick look at the economy items. Yeah, the metal detectors crushed it. Those were worth a lot. Bag, of course, obviously, always ridiculous. 30 damage from the vigilante ring was very important to this run as well. So just important. Like, all of those are very good. Any bad choices we made? Yeah, the rip and tear and the dynamite were kind of a waste, and that actually made our mid-game harder, so I shouldn't have just gone for those. And instead should have just stuck with good items, I think. Just more core stats for us. But obviously the economy items are great. And the triangles of power were really good for this build as well. We got so much damage out of them, and that's what actually kept us going in the mid-game. So this is a great triangle of power use case. Alright, my friends, hope that you enjoyed this video, and of course, as always, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and like the video, and you can subscribe to my channel for more of this and other strategy game content. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.